So hi there, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this tutorial video, I will show you how to create a search filter with Flutter in full depth. So if till now you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the notification bell. So a small notice before starting the video is that if you don't want to follow the tutorial video and do it by your own by following the documentation, you can just come to the website, that is kindacode.com, which you can see it over here. The link will be provided in the description below, and here you're going to be getting the screenshots and the previews of the app with the documentation on the methods that we're going to be using for building this application. You can scroll down and even you're going to be getting the source code with the code example. You can just go through it and create it. But still, if you don't understand the documentation, you can just continue watching my tutorial video. So without wasting the time, let's jump right into the video. Alright guys, so now as you can see, I have started my Flutter project and I'm in my main.dart file, which is fully empty. And on the right hand side, my emulator is started. So let's start writing the basic code. Import the package from Flutter, that is going to be the material.dart. Then we are going to be writing our function, that is void main function. That's going to be running our app, that is going to be my app. Now I need to define this function in a stateless widget. So let's create it and name it as my app. And now we are all set. Now I'm going to change this container from container to material app. And I would like to set them to the debug show checked mode banner to false, because I would not like to show the banner that is on the top right corner. And I will set it to false. Then I'm going to add a title that is going to be easy2code.com, my website. The link will be provided in the description below. Then I would like to select my home page, that is going to be home page method, which is not yet created, but now we're going to be creating it in a stateful widget. So let's create a stateful widget, name it as home page. Great, so we are all set. Now we need to insert some data. So what we're going to do over here is that let's come before our override widget starts. We are just going to provide a comment that is going to be this. Let's go with this holds a list of users data. You can use the data fetched from a server, a database, or a URL, or a server you can go with, like, as well as simple. So now we are just going to be having the data that will be manually inserted in an array that we're going to be creating. So let's create an object which is going to be having an ID of 1. Every list item is going to be having their ID, their name, that will be stored in a string. Name is Andy, and second is going to be age, that is going to be not in a string, of course. It is going to be 29. Let's go with 29. Okay, great. Now we're just getting an error, so we need to just make it inside an array. So what we're going to do over here is that we're going to create a final list, which is going to be mapping through a string. It's going to be dynamic, so comma dynamic. Then let's name our array. Let's go with personal all users, that equals to an array. And now I'm just gonna cover my object in between this array, and now as you can see, the error is removed. So now I'm just gonna make the copy of this first list item 10 times for our 10 items in our search filter application. So let me copy it out and paste it 10 times more. Now one by one, I'm just going to be changing the ID, the name, and the age. So from now the video will be fast forwarded. Let me scroll down. Okay, I know everything is fixed, guys. So let me just go with an override method over here for making our found users work. So I'm going to be going with an init state over here. I apologize, let me rewind it back and go with init state. And in this init state, I would like to say that found users, I'm going to select my found users and set it to my all users array that I have created, in which I'm having all of my list items, that I'm setting it to my found users method. Simple as you can just go with the variable. Then I'm just running this super.init state method over here and with a semicolon. So guys, as you can see, it is simple. I have just set up my found users variable to the all users list item that I was having, right? It's really simple. Let's come to the fourth step. Let me provide it a comment that is going to be, this function is called whenever the text field is changed, right? So now let's create a method over here that is going to be run filter. This method will be running whenever the user changes the text in our text field. So string, that is going to be entered keyword. That's our argument or parameter you can go with. Then we are having a list that's going to be mapping through a string. It is going to be dynamic because of course we need to display the list, right? Then we are going to be naming it as results. That's not going to be personal because you want it to display it, and it will be set up as an empty array by default. Now we're gonna say if my entered keyword is empty, then I would like to display all of our list item. So for doing that, I'm gonna select my results that I've created now. Let me provide a comment that means if the search filter or search field, you can just go with search field, is empty, we will display all of users. So now I'm gonna select my results that I've created, that equals to, I'm gonna assign it all of my users variable that I've created now. That's my personal variable. Else if the user types something, I'm gonna select my results that equals to, even I'm gonna display all users, but now I will be using the where method, where my user, let me just remove this curly braces, right? I think so I should remove this curly braces. Let's see. Yeah, let's remove the curly braces. Yeah. Okay, great. So let me just go press enter, tab, and now I'm gonna select my specific user. I'm gonna check its name. Okay, if it, first of all, I'm just gonna convert that name to a lowercase to match if sometimes the user is entering it in a capital case, so we can just convert it to a lowercase. And if it contains the entered keyword, if my user's name is containing the entered keyword that the user have entered in our text field, first of all I'm gonna convert it to a lowercase. If it matches, then I'm gonna return that specific user, right? Of course. So let's see why the error is being displayed over here. Maybe because of this semicolon. I'm just gonna convert it to a list. I apologize for that. It is simple. If the username is matching to the entered keyword that the user have entered in our field, we're gonna display it, right? Of course. So now let me just go with my sixth step, that is going to be refreshing the UI when the user enters the keyword. So I'm gonna set my state that is going to be found users variable that I have created will be set up to my results that I have inserted. Then it will be refreshed and it is going to display the list item that will be there inside the results. Okay, so now we are going to be writing some logic and our front end over here in our home page stateful widget. So I'll be using a scaffold app bar, which is going to be having a title that is going to be in a text widget. Like, let's go with easytocode.com. Okay, so after defining my app bar, let me just save it and run, and let's see whether it is being displaying my heading that is easytocode.com or not. So let's see what's the error. There's no error while running our Flutter app. So let me just try once again to save it and test it out. Let's press let me check it out. Okay, let's go with it again, and now it's refreshing and running it out. Let's see. Yeah, it's loading now. Great. So now we should see in our app bar displayed as easy2code.com. Let me just perform an hot reload, guys. I don't know why this error is being occurred. My app is not refreshing, so let me just perform a Flutter hot reload, and let's see whether it reloads or not. Our code is correct, guys, don't worry about it at all. So let me just try to stop the app and restart it again. It's asking for some permission. Let me just allow the access, because guys, when we get the error, that's only the step when you learn more about it. So that's why I'm not skipping this step. Alright, so now let me just run my app again. Now let's see guys. Okay guys, as you can see, now it's running and we have got the easy2code.com title being displayed in our app bar, and we are all set with that. Now let's come with our main part, that is going to be body. So in body, I will be having a padding widget which is going to be having padding from all of the sides. So in my padding widget, let me provide a padding const edge inserts dot all. I will go with 20. Oh, let's go with the 10 pixel. Great. After providing the padding widget, we are going to be having a child which is going to be taking a column in it, and this column is going to be taking a children's in it. So we're going to go with the children, and in this we're going to be having a first is going to be a sized box which is going to be having a height of let's go with let's see, sized box which is going to be having a height of 20 pixel. Great. So after this I will be having my text field. So let me create a text field over here. This text field widget is going to be taking two parameters. One is going to be on changed, and second one is the decoration. So let's go with the decoration over here. I'm going to keep the on changed empty for now and set with the decoration to the input decoration. That is going to be like, let's go with the label. I will provide a label text that is going to be search. So when the user clicks on the input, the search label will be going to the top with a smaller font size. After that, I will be having a suffix icon that is going to be icons dot, let's go with the search icon. Done. We are all set. Now let's save it and let's see whether our text field is being displayed or not. Or after my text field, let me create one more sized box with the height of 20 pixel to get the space for our text field from top and bottom. So now we are just going to set our on changed, otherwise it's gonna cause us an error. So I will just select the value that the user is entering in our input, and then I'm gonna run my filter method that I have created. In that I'm gonna pass the value that I got from a text field. So let me just remove the semicolon and let's save it. So let's see, and boom guys, as you can see, our text field is being displayed with the search icon and a search input, and it is having the functionality when the user changes something or text in our input. Now let's start working by displaying the list items. So after my sized box, I'm going to be using the expanded widget over here. Let me just remove this child. Let me go with an expanded empty widget. In this expanded widget, I'm going to be having a child which is going to be selecting my found users, and say if it is not empty, then we are going to be using a list view.builder to display our list of items. So in this list view builder, I will be selecting my item count, which is going to be the underscore found users length. Then I'm having my item builder, in which I will be having a parenthesis over here, in which I'm going to be entering the context and the index in it. Then I'm going to say the card. I would like to display the item list in a card, so I'm using a card widget over here, which have a parameter of key, which enters the value key over here, and I'm going to be selecting my found users variable over here as the card's key. And in an array, I'm going to provide index and the ID that we have defined to all of our list items. So let me provide a color to my card, that is going to be colors dot amber accent, that is going to be type of orange or dark yellow. Yeah. Let me provide an elevation that is going to be 4 to get some shadow effect from our card. And let me go with the margin that is going to be const edge insets dot, let's go with symmetric, and from vertical side, not vertical, it's vertical, we'll just go with 10 pixel. Now let's have a child for our item builder, in which I will be having a list tile in which I would like to display the data, right? So first we are going to be having a leading, in which I would like to display a text widget, and in this I would like to display the ID. So found users square brackets index square brackets, I need to display the ID. So I'll just display the ID over here, and I'm gonna convert into a string. And then let's add some stylings to our text, that is going to be const text style. Let me just provide it a font size that is going to be 24 pixel. Okay, after my leading text, that is going to be my ID. Then after that, I would like to display a title that is going to be a text of found users. I'm gonna select the index, and now I would like to display the name. So let me just remove this double quotes from between, and let me go with the square brackets and display the name over here. And after that, I would like to have a subtitle which is gonna display the user's age. So let me go with the text, select my found users, or let me just go with a single quotes, provided dollar curly braces over here, because we are going to be displaying the age over here. So let's select our found users variable, in which I'm going to select the index, of course. Then I would like to display the age, and I'm going to convert it into a string. Now years old I would display as a text after the age. And that's it, guys. We are all set with our front end and the functionality. But if the found users is empty, then we would like to display no results found. So just come to the end of your list view builder, provide if it is false, display a text over here, and I will set this text as no results found. And let's provide it as some styling that is going to be, let's change the font size, right? So text style, change the font size, let's go with 24 pixel. That's it. And now we are all set with our search filter application that is created with Flutter. So as you can see, guys, all of our list items are being displayed if our text input is empty, right? Yeah. So as you can see, when I do scroll down, it's gonna work. So these are all of our list items that is being displayed by default, right? So now let me just type something in our search input and check whether it's working fine or not. So let me just type like Bob. As you can see, the Bob is being displayed over here. Only the one list item is being displayed. So our search filter is working fine. Let me just go with Andy or Aragon, anything you can go with. As you can see, it is being displayed, which is matching to our name. You can just go with age, you can just go with index, anything you like. But the most important thing is, of course, the name. And if you just type something that is not there in our list array, it's gonna display that no results found, right? And the functionality for the search filter is finished. and it is working totally fine. So if till now you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the notification bell. And that's it for this video, and I will see you in the next video. Till then, peace.